The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Now broadcasting from the Right to Offend Media Studios in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, art, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report Live with Sam Whitfield.
But giving offense is good. In fact, it's essential.
Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Whitfield Report podcast. I'm your host, Sam Whitfield, live here at Right to Offend Media Studios in South Florida, and joining me, as always, is Max and Mortheous.
Good evening, Sam.
I hope you gentlemen are doing well tonight.
Hello.
I was kind of down a bit yesterday, but I woke up this morning and all I have to say is fuck all the haters. I was right. Turns out all of the grifters we thought were feds were actually feds all along.
Well, now, Sam, we found out the truth is they weren't actually feds. See, what they were is they were working with an NGO, that is paid with governmental money. Hey, isn't it amazing that racism almost went away in America as soon as Trump cut funding to all these NGOs, Sam? Isn't that crazy? How
funny.
It's just like not as big of a problem all of a sudden.
Funny that.
Yeah. So I've been saying since before Charlottesville happened, I was warning friends of mine, do not go to this. It's a trap. And the reason I said that is because they invited the Aryan Nation to speak, which if you know anything about Fed Ops, that's an old school brother right there. They've had feds at their upper echelon many, many times over the course of the last fucking 40 years that they've existed. And so when they got invited to Charlottesville, this is something people don't talk about. That's why Charlie Kirk said, nobody from TPUSA go to Charlottesville. I said the same thing.
That was actually something that, like, at the time, like, people from Turning Point, like, I was on Zoom calls, or it was Google Hangouts at the time, but, like, yeah, I was on TPUSA, like, conference calls, essentially,
we go forward a couple years, and you can see he was right. And you, I'm sure if you heard the talks about it, it was don't go because they're going to have the Aryan Nation speak.
Yeah. Well, so
one thing that they had some edgy podcasters, but they invited essentially the Nazi Party.
Yeah.
Which has had something to the area of 15 to 20 people running it. The president of the organization turns out was a Fed. Almost like the whole thing is a Fed operation.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. And just to give people context, the reason why Charlie and other people like myself were saying don't go is there were a lot of people who innocently assumed who innocently thought that because it was Unite the Right, they thought it was something like, the Tea Party, protester.
And I had friends from the other end of it where, like, they weren't racist or anything like that, but they were for edgy free speech stuff, like edgy libertarian types. I've mentioned this, Andrew, who ended up, because of getting doxxed and everything at this event, he ended up taking his own life. He lost everything. He lost his life. He lost his job. He lost his wife. He lost his access to his children, all because they saw him there in a picture. He didn't do anything. Okay. And people like I've brought Charlottesville up recently on the show, Sam, and I want to point out the context in which I brought it, because I was saying that they should crack down on far left protesters engaged in violent actions. Look how they punished people from Charlottesville. Look how they punished people from J6. Shouldn't it be equal? It doesn't seem to be.
Should.
Doesn't
It's
seem to be
definitely
at all.
not.
They busted those guys at Charlottesville's heads too. They maced them and all kinds of stuff. Now, here's my biggest thing about Charlottesville.
Why isn't it equal?
I had always been critical of one person and one person only, and that man's name is Jason Kessler, who we just found out was the guy working for the SPLC the whole fucking time.
Yeah. Well, I actually want to go ahead and play the press
I
conference.
lost friends over this, Sam, that I said that guy is the problem. Why do I say that? Real quick, you can bring up whatever you want to bring up, but I want to explain. He is the organizer of the whole event, Unite the Right. He was the main organizer of it. He's the one that invited all the people that were invited, and he was the organizer. And how organized was it? Didn't seem very organized when they were getting surrounded on all sides. They had a permit to speak. They didn't even have the balls to say, we have a fucking lawyer. You're going to have to arrest it. Sam, when I went to Straight Pride, I understood that if they said that this is an unlawful protest, I would have to submit to arrest or fight the cops, which is retarded.
Right.
These people had no idea what they were in for. And that's how you know. They didn't understand that, yeah, if you want to have your right to speak and it's being challenged in this way, you actually have to get arrested. None of them had the fucking balls. Actually, one person did. I forget who it was. There was one person that purposely got himself arrested at that point. The rest of them all just scattered to the winds into their cars. Then there was people from both sides, and left and right, scattered amongst each other, arguing and fighting in the streets. When a car comes down, panic ensues. Whatever you want to say happened with the guy in the car. He rams a woman. She's dead. That's what Charlottesville was. Jason Kessler organized this event. He provided no proper security for his event. He did not defend the legal order that they had to speak. I said he made every mistake wrong, and I said that he was crooked. And now, here we are, 2026, Sam. Look who the fucking Fed was. The guy in charge. The guy I've been pointing a finger at for almost 10 years and saying, if you want to see where the crookedness is, it's Jason Kessler.
Yep. So
now, he's not alone, because I have in the past, there was a whole stream about it we did years ago. We found Bitcoin wallets getting payments of all of these guys: Richard Spencer, Mike Pinovich, Nick Fuentes, getting money from both accounts that come from Ukraine, presumably from Russia, as well as accounts that come directly from China, giving them large sums of money, upwards of $250,000, and once in some cases.
Yeah.
That's why they don't use public Bitcoin wallets anymore, because you can track that shit.
Well, that's also why too, Max.
Yes, the whole alt-right was a fraud, guys. I'm sorry to tell the people that thought that this was some real movement. They built their own monsters.
Yeah, right. Well, that also goes to show, though, because the alt-right faggots, they like to scream all the time about, oh, the Jews in Israel, control everything, right? But the moment you ask them about, what about China and their influence, or Russia or anything like that, they either just shut up completely or they'll attack you.
Yeah, I mean, that's been, I've again lost personal friends over these kind of things. And I'll tell you why. Because they'll say, oh, but Max, you understand how it is. You know how the Jews are. As if that's like an argument that It's like you have not convinced me of this vast, all-consuming conspiracy.
Right.
Is responded to with, well, you've just sold out because you don't
Yeah.
believe me. You're a sellout. And I'm like, bro, the people screaming sellout are the ones taking. Jason Kessler worked for the SPLC. $275,000 given to him. That's working for somebody, ain't it, Sam?
Yeah, certainly is.
So he worked for the SPLC setting up Unite the Right at Charlottesville.
Yeah.
He should be in prison.
Absolutely.
I've been saying that from the beginning. He should be held to account for his actions. And everybody told me, oh, like people would be like, oh, Mac, no, you got to believe that there was some people there that were right. And I've been saying all along, there were people that acted lawfully and people that acted unlawfully. The people that acted unlawfully, I don't care what fucking flag they were waving, should be held to account the same. The people that acted lawfully should not be punished for exercising their free speech. I don't care what flag they were waving.
Yeah.
How's that? It's not actually as complicated as everybody wanted to make it for the last 10 years, especially when the whole fucking thing was a fucking false flag setup.
And same thing with January 6th, and I don't care that we're on
Well, it was like a dress rehearsal for
YouTube,
J6, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, linking it to January 6th, so, like, if you've noticed, all the, all the, quote-unquote,
I'm gonna get us kicked off YouTube. Sorry.
all of the, well, I'm gonna get us kicked off here maybe, but, like, all of the influencers, right, like, and I'm gonna include Alex Jones, on this too, but, like, Alex Jones, Nick Fuentes, well, I won't tie Alex Jones to this specifically, but like Nick Fuentes told people to go into the Capitol. So did
Nick Fuentes, one of the few people to be present both in the heart and center of Charlottesville, in the front and center of January 6th, and has never even been asked questions in public about it.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Yeah, and then when I've criticized, and then when I've brought that up, I've brought that very fact up. I get, oh well, maybe you're the Fed, Sam.
My homies went to jail, motherfucker. While that motherfucker is sitting there, he makes threats. He had people there to kill, rape, and die for him and all this garbage. Yeah, he's a fucking Fed. I've been saying this all along. And here's another one. Cantwell.
Yeah.
He's out. This man was accused multiple, like 6 different counts of possession of all different weird substances that the police found in his car. He also was accused of assaulting 2 different people, a gay man and a trans woman. But I repeat myself. And all charges dropped. These were felony charges in all 3 cases. He spent some time in jail, and now he's just free to leave. Yeah, he's and he probably doesn't even know it. They're just going to let him go. They'll probably send some money to his little GoFundMe or whatever the fuck he's got set up, right? And then they'll just watch him because he'll find some stupid people to do stupid shit because you idiots are too easy to talk into retarded, dumb shit.
Indeed.
Sorry, Sam.
No, it's.
I didn't mean to insult literally our audience, the last people that this would apply to.
No, I think people know that when we say "fuck you," we were right. We're not talking to the audience. We're talking to the people who have been flailing at us and saying that, oh, we're just like I've been told that. Oh, Sam, you're just jealous of the immense talent and charisma that Nick Fuentes has, which Mortheous and I were laughing at because it's like, what talent? I mean, I suppose.
Hey, he's talented at making a fist, Sam. It looks like he sticks his little wee-wee through it, see?
Talent of being glowy, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I
I
mean,
hear he's very talented at sucking dick, Sam. Him and Candace Owens. You see, this is one of those things that'll get you to the top, Sam.
yeah.
Problem is, we don't have anybody that's willing to take one for the team.
So being a faggot, I'll get you to the top.
So here we are. But you know what? We're doing great. And you haven't talked about your wonderful book yet.
That's true. And I just got
We got in because they fucking lied about Charlottesville for 10 years. We couldn't, and everything else too.
well, and I also
They're just paying people to be racist, Sam.
and I also just
And
got,
I didn't get a dime.
and I also just got rumbled. So I'll be right back and jump back in.
Fucking ripped off, Sam. Oh, he's gone.
Goddamn Rumble.
I've been called racist, ableist, phobist, istphobe, phobaist, homophobe. I got called
if you're
called
if
by,
you're
by pinknews.com, Sam. I got called the face of modern homophobia one time. There's an article about it. Kind
I
of
got
proud of
called
that.
the Uncle Tom of cripples.
It's true because we drop. There are two F slur drops on my album. One of them is Sam. The other one is me.
Yeah.
And that's because
Well-
I felt that clip relevant because we weren't calling gay people it. I believe we were calling the quartering it and Tim Pool.
Which
Probably.
by the way, that remains like unchanged too. They're still both faggots.
Yeah.
Also
And quartering is having a wonderful time of things, ain't he?
also
Oh yeah.
we'll bring this up later in the show, but Russell Brand is also a faggot too.
Well, there you go. Well,
and-
I'm new on that one, but yeah, the grifting going on, Sam, and I've been doing the same thing, and so have you. See, but we do it a little differently. It's like we make a product and we market it, and we like don't just like do an insane thing to get attention.
No.
So we got to start doing that, Sam. So what I'm gonna ask is, have you ever wanted to have a rocket powered wheelchair?
Yes.
Think I'm working on something.
Well, I mean,
Which one of us gets to be Evil Knievel?
Well, I mean, obviously Sam goes first, see? That way, in case it's not a great job, we can say, well, better luck next time.
I think Mortheous should be the guinea pig.
Look, all I'm saying is you got to jump the Snake River Canyon in a wheelchair powered by rockets. It'll make us all the money.
I mean, hey,
Only it would agree.
I mean, hey, listen, we can get Steve on that.
Yeah, we even have engineers that could help with this project.
Yeah. Also,
Do you not think that they would not want to take their nerd autism related engineering skills and apply it to building a sick fucking ramp for you to jump a canyon?
Oh, well,
ask an engineer or an architect or anybody like that to build a sick fucking ramp.
Don't we have a doctor on staff?
Yeah. It's like asking a fucking it's like asking a streamer to never play video games again.
Well, just as kind of by the by, I'm sure if we gave like an engineer just like a look at my wheelchair as is, they could make like massive like just quality of life improvements just in
you're gonna need them
general.
In that jump. Every roll cage, we're gonna need all that shit because that's a long way down. The Snake River Canyon's pretty deep, Sam. And Evel Knievel didn't make it. I don't know if you knew that.
I was actually aware of that. So
Here we go. And we can't call you Serious Sam because that's taken. What's another good Sam? Like Evel Knievel was great, right? But we need like a.
well, Savage Sam is my.
That is true. Goddamn, he already has it.
Yeah.
This bastard. And he's in my Savage Sam. I don't know about Sam Whitfield, but Savage Sam's in my band for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anyway, American Inferno, ladies and gentlemen.
Speaking of things that should be video games, Sam, you wrote a book.
Very, very timely, actually, because you know, groups being federally infiltrated. No way! It's almost like I predicted this and then wrote about it or hinted at it in American Inferno. Book number 6 is on the way, by the way. So, but get American Inferno, paperback, ebook, and audiobook, and also, I have a Vietnam era thriller coming out this summer. So,
Cool. Are they gonna do LSD and go on a trip? The guru.
Maybe.
I want to point out, King Ravana says, robotic 6 degrees of freedom, rocket powered wheelchair dynamics. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the idea. So let's see here. So we actually do have a clip of Kash Patel talking about the SPLC and how it was a Fed operation. So this is
I just went on a roller coaster of emotions in that sentence, Sam. You're like, we have a clip. I was like, ooh, of Kash Patel talking, about the SPLC stuff. Ooh, okay.
That kind of tends to be how things
like a roller coaster.
are. Yeah.
Ooh, Kash Patel talking is the downside of all of this, but let's fucking go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's the FBI director. Now, if I were in charge, if I were president, I would put FX Reagan as charge of the FBI, which he would probably hate me for saying that because he's probably like, I'm retired. I spent 30 years with those.
But also, you think we'd probably get more done.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I digress.
No, easily. But yeah.
What we're here today is to announce what the general just told you. The Southern Poverty Law Center, in a massive, sweeping indictment, has been charged with allegations of fraud and using the banking system to perpetrate that fraud. I just want to talk about a couple of brief things here. The Southern Poverty Law Center themselves advertise to raise money to dismantle violent extremist groups for a period of at least a decade. They use their donor network to raise money to purportedly dismantle violent extremist groups. However, the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center, used the money they raised from their donor network to actually pay the leadership of these very groups. I just want to say that again. They used the fraudulently raised money by lying to their donor network, thousands of Americans, to go ahead and actually pay the leadership of these supposed violent extremist groups. The groups, as the general laid out, include the Ku Klux Klan, the United Klans of America, Unite to Right, National Alliance, the National Socialist Movement, the Aryan Nation Motorcycle Club, and the National Socialist Party of America, and also the American Front.
All of which I have explicitly named on this show, Sam.
Our investigation revealed that funds were used to facilitate the commission of further state and federal.
Yeah, so Yeah, they literally were Fed organizations.
Now,
Max.
again, people will say because the SPLC is not a federal organization of the government, but it is an NGO and they're taking most of their non-donation money from the government,
Yeah,
which
I
is why they looked into their books in the first place. You understand?
well this ties back into this kind of ties back into, remember we had that arc on the show last year where we were like we were diving back into the US aid stuff.
Yeah.
This is that, ladies and gentlemen. This
Yeah,
is
this is, oh shit, they were doing something a little worse than hamster steroids or whatever.
yeah.
I'm going to be honest, Sam. I'm not confident they're going to put anybody in jail over it, but I do think that from now on, make sure if you spelling the SPLC, you use a capital L.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't think anyone's going to go to jail over this either, but at least again,
I hope because they deserve it. People died over some of this shit. Some
yeah.
of those organizations, Sam, have killed people.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think somebody should go to jail because they basically paid the worst people in the world to play racist and do whatever the fuck terroristic things they wanted as long as you could just keep doing meth. See, Chris Cantwell is a perfect example because he's one of them. You could just keep doing meth as long as you keep doing crazy, violent shit and whipping up, sad, lonely incels on the internet who feel like they don't have a friend.
Yeah. Which then led to the excuse of, oh well, we have to surveil the entire internet to keep the kids safe, which is the left's new
Shit.
thing.
And
Which,
I
by the
have another solution. Smash your idols. Why are you idol worshiping in the first place, especially if you call yourself a Christian?
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Offenses totaling over $3 million. Furthermore, our investigation revealed that the Southern Poverty Law Center, on top of perpetuating this widespread, decade-long, multi-million-dollar fraud, conducted more criminal activity. They attempted to hide their criminal activity from our financial banking network. They set up shell companies and entities around America so that the financial institutions that we rely on as everyday Americans were deceived in believing that money was not coming from the Southern Poverty Law Center in the perpetration of this scheme and fraud, but rather fictitious entities they stood up to perpetuate this ongoing fraud.
By the way, I remember also people were like, if you were on the SPLC's list of hate people or hate groups or whatever, in a lot of cases people were getting debanked.
Yep.
Just guilt by association. And
Yeah,
these
there was deplatforming, debanking, basically depersoning
and
in
yet
some cases.
and yet this same shitty organization was using the same institutions basically to to
Pass diversity, equity, inclusion down our throat.
yeah.
While
Yep.
at the same time, they created all the racists they said we should be scared of by paying them.
Yeah.
It's the worst scheme in human history. Sam, I was just brought it up to her. I was going to bring it up to you here because it's important. Do you know what Brother Malcolm, thought about the SPLC? This is interesting now, and he's been gone a long time, but the organization was around back then.
That they were divisive and that they weren't actually going to help black people at all.
No, way worse than that. He said that they were paying all the racists and that they were scumbags, and then that's when they started calling him. They called him a racist. If you look
Yep.
at the things that are said about him, all the negative press he got, it came because of things like that. He called out the SPLC. He called out the ADL as well. He called out the NAACP more than anybody. He had contention with. And ironically enough, people think of him as contrasted with Martin Luther King, but he visited Martin Luther King when he was in prison, and then they had a great conversation. That's the only time they met. So
Yeah.
it's funny that he pitted himself against the SPLC, the ADL, and all of those people, and he ended up with a bullet in him, and that was in the 70s. And I think that the only reason some of these people ain't end up with a bullet in them is because it's a little harder to get away with that shit now.
Yeah.
But what they
Yeah.
can do is they don't need to put a bullet in you. If they just slander you as a Nazi and have your whole community disown you, your wife leave you, you lose access to your kids, they put you in jail for a long time, and you kill yourself. They don't need to shoot you.
Yeah. No, that's
It's much more Orwellian and evil
yeah.
than shooting you. But there we are.
Well,
And then
why
they tried to do it again on a bigger scale for J6.
why I hate to say this, but I honestly think that in some ways that's more cruel than just killing
It's meant
someone.
to
Absolutely.
be. They hate us.
Yeah.
Cruel and
They
unusual
want us
punishment.
fucking dead. They want our children raped, and they think it's funny.
Yep. Sam Hyde was right.
Yes.
So, which by the way, didn't the SPLC like try and like label Sam Hyde as like a Nazier?
Yeah, well, that's because of Tim Heidecker, who is a cocksucking weaselly little homo, and he's the reason Sam Hyde's show got taken off Adult Swim. He didn't like it, so he cried. It was more successful than him, so he cried to Adult Swim because he'd been there forever.
Sam Hyde, if I were Sam Hyde, and
He admitted this in a phone call with Sam Hyde that you can find on YouTube, Sam. I'm not just like pulling this out of my ass.
No, I know you're not, but Sam Hyde should get like some sort of like monetary restitution for this.
Well, I mean, you can always check out md.tv, fishtank.live, and that'll get him some monetary restitution. He's doing all right.
Yeah, I mean,
But I agree with you. Like, like a lot of the people I rolled with got shut out of the system completely, who are talented and deserving people. It's just we were just too edgy, so they weren't allowed to talk.
yeah, which we kind of have some experience with that too. Like we're too.
Well, we've because of that, we've developed sort of, me and you separately, a method here where we could pretty much say what we want, and there's a very high likelihood that we're never going to be completely unable to do it.
Right. Well, also, I think we've also developed, kind of a platform where our guests can say whatever we want, whatever they want to.
Yeah, because interesting conversation trumps getting offended. That's
People.
the whole currency of our current political culture, and it goes back to this bullshit. So we could finish the clip, but
Yeah.
it goes back to this bullshit. That's where it started to be scream the loudest slur and then scream the loudest anti-slur like Nazi and see who wins. It wasn't like that before, and even you people like 10, 15 years younger than me know that that's the case.
Right.
Trump came up out of that. People talk about the Tea Party. The Tea Party by 2014, 2015 was giving way to what I like to call the post-libertarian movement of millennials.
Yeah.
A lot of that translates into alt-right people and others, where they were fed up with not talking about immigration for fucking one, me included, and they were fed up with some other things, and a lot of them come from the libertarian school of thought. That's why I've been so hard on libertarians lately. And it led to this kind of stuff. Post-libertarians, some of them went full fascist because they devoured every narrative that was put in front of them as a supposed red pill, right?
Yeah.
And they followed the rabbit hole as deep as it could go. And at the top of that rabbit hole, when they found themselves at the bottom, was a guy getting $270,000 by the SPLC to put him into a corner that he is likely to be killed, harmed, or arrested if he goes into.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens if you're frustrated with immigration, and you're frustrated with wages, and you're frustrated with the job market, and you're frustrated with the prices of oil, and you're frustrated with immigration. Oh, well, then you must be a racist, and we lump you in with them. But it's like, I am concerned about, I have been getting this shit for longer than a lot of people because I was talking about immigration when Bush was fucking president.
You and my grandmother both, Max. Yeah. She still does not like George. She still does not like George Bush, but that's a whole other.
I still fuck George Bush all day, bro.
Yeah.
I know. You're like, I like him. I'm like, I still say fuck him.
No, yeah,
George Bush does not like black people.
no, at this point, I'm like, fuck George Bush too. I mean, I think
to be fair, I was when he was president. But like I'm saying, it's like that's the thing. I've been an independent guy sitting on the outside. And then right around this time, all the fucking the influential people, all the cool people, so to speak, all suddenly started randomly one day saying the same shit. You look into it, they're clearly getting money from somewhere that's just got a lot of money to give these nobodies with a microphone and 15 listeners.
Yeah, meanwhile, I've been doing this for. You and I have both been doing this for like our entire lives. No one has ever just
because they can't buy our words.
Nope. People
We can't be bought.
Would you sell out your fellow countrymen like that for $270,000 like Jason Kessler did?
Or Tucker Carlson is doing that now.
Yeah. Or many other people. But would you sell out your country for $270,000? Would you sell out your fellow? Like, remember, because of what he did, people went to jail and people died. Would you cause that to happen for $270,000?
I wouldn't sell out my country for $1 trillion.
I actually believe in the idea that this country was founded on.
It's like they cannot buy us, so they don't bother with us. That's why we got to keep just grinding, doing ourselves, doing our own thing. We're doing fine.
I've said this before. You and I both have the Rush Limbaugh mentality where even when things suck, even when the left is in power, I'm still optimistic that, America is great at the end of the day. I don't want it to fail because things aren't going my way. I'm not an accelerationist asshole like a lot of these grifters are. I understand that change takes time.
Well, and that's the thing, is that they don't actually want anything to change. That's why they're saying it. It's an easy way to get attention and make money. But we probably should let him finish, huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to let you finish.
This is a serious and egregious violation of a group that purported to dismantle violent extremist groups, but in turn actually only fueled the hatred. This is an important case brought by President Trump's administration. We're thankful for the president for his leadership and funding of not just the FBI and DOJ, but his commitment to go out there and wipe out fraud and conspiracy and waste and abuse wherever it occurs, including the Southern Poverty Law Center. Even though this money was made to appear to be coming from legitimate people and legitimate entities, we at the FBI, with our great partners at the Department of Justice and in the state of Alabama, were able to comb through a decade worth of material, a scheme that took a decade to build, so that we were able to follow the money, because money never lies. And they got caught. As the Attorney General said, these charges are varying. They are widespread and wide-ranging, and this investigation is very much ongoing. Today, we're here to announce the charges of the Southern Poverty Law Center, and this investigation and the individuals who are responsible will be brought to justice. Thank you, General.
I hope these fuckers go to jail. I really do.
I do. I hope that they go to jail. I'm just,
If they do.
I think that either way, there's not going to be any more funding or donors or anything, and the SPLC has just eaten its last L.
Facts.
One can
Burn,
only
burn that organization to the ground.
one can
Now,
only
Figuratively speaking.
the roaches will scatter, and you know what they do? They always come back somewhere else.
Oh
Of
yeah.
It's what I said about the Doge stuff. It still rings true. The SPLC people pay attention to who was on the board the last couple of years. And if they show up somewhere else, don't let them forget it. Because that's what these people do. In fact, a lot of them jumped ship already as soon as they knew they were being investigated.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's funny. When they were being investigated, the Aryan Nation there, I'm sorry, no, the National Socialist Party or whatever, the NSP, they ended up in the care of a black blind man who wasn't racist. He actually ended the organization, but he bought it at an auction of some kind because the leader of it had been fed so many times that there was really no organization to be had anymore. See, because at a certain point, you can't find people young enough that don't know that this is a setup and that they shouldn't. Here's my big thing. If an organization wants you to have like a secret connection to them that you can't flaunt in public, bitch, the Masons let you flaunt it in public.
Yeah.
Think about that. You can be in a bunch of secret organizations and they'll let you wear a ring. They'll let you do a handshake. They'll let you do all kind of shit in public. So if you're joining a group and they're like, yo, we got to keep your membership on the down low, that group is shady. There's one. 2, if your group is mostly online, it's not a real group. 3, if your group is, if there's somebody always wilding out, talking about criminal activities that should be done to, somebody's got to do something, and something always means a criminal activity of some kind, that's a Fed.
Yeah.
Never don't, except for this one exception, and I promise you'll understand why. Don't do things somebody on the internet tells you to unless you're sure it's a good idea yourself, separately.
So what you're saying is Tim Pool might be a Fed?
Yeah, well, we established, I don't care if he says he was non-party to it. He took Russia money.
Well,
Right.
we know. We know for sure that he's a foreign asset for sure.
Absolutely.
You know, as much as people like to criticize her, Lauren Southern just wrote a book about basically the kind of the whole grift and how that whole thing worked.
Oh,
and
she wrote a guide to grifting? Well, that's pretty good. She's like the queen of that, right?
yeah. Well, I'm gonna try and get her on the show to maybe
Well, I mean, that was just a joke anyway.
talk about that.
No, I actually do think she's been doing a lot of great stuff the last couple of years, to be honest.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's she has the same beef with a lot of these alt-right, so-called, whatever, weirdos.
I'm not interested in color or skin.
So.
Oh, I see. So, it's interesting to kind of look back at it all and just know that I was right about a couple of things I said right before Charlottesville. One of them was that you shouldn't go to it because you're an idiot if you do, and I was proven right about that. The other is that it was run by feds of some variety. I heard about that. And there was one other thing, and that is Cantwell was gay. And yeah, he's super gay now, so.
Which is the most egregious one.
I think my predictions a decade ago hold up really, really well today.
So
I also predicted that libertarians would still be retarded in 10 years. Sam, I was right.
yeah,
Max, those are going to be still be retarded in 50.
And I was right because I said that Fuentes was a Fed too, and that someone was propping him up. And also, if I was telling Mortheous, because people always used to say, oh, well, you're calling Fuentes a Fed because you're jealous of his talent and charisma. Max, if Fuentes has talent and charisma, then not only can I walk, I'm a fucking Olympic level triathlete.
Now, he does have charisma, and that's the charisma of a gay dude. And that's why so many young, confused men like him, is because they're gay dudes. And then also, I reckon he's probably talented at butt stuff and mouth stuff on account of how gay he is.
Power charisma.
And he's a delicate little flower. He don't even know how to make a fist, Sam. That's because he's only been using his hand not for violence, but for love.
I mean, have you seen him throw a soda at a Wendy's?
Yes.
He throws a drink. He might as well just get trans surgery.
You could even hear the effeminate after he threw it.
I just got hit with a thing, and I'm not sure what it is. Seems to be a vacuum-sealed yarn. Is this yarn?
I think
It's very heavy for whatever it is.
Actually, you know what I think it is? I think it's like the fluff that goes inside the
She doesn't even know what it is.
My head hurts every goddamn day. Goddamn night.
Maxine hits harder than Fuentes.
Well, duh.
Because she doesn't have a limp wrist.
Yeah, that's not. But of course, that's like the lowest bar possible. So
I'm pretty sure you could take Fuentes, Sam, in like oil wrestling. I'm pretty sure you'd mop the floor with him.
I'm not gay enough to do that.
Well, I mean, it's a sport, Sam. There's rules. You call the Romans gay?
Yeah, you too good for a sport, man.
That's right. Yeah. We're just talking about a greased up crippled guy versus a greased up gay guy in oiled wrestling.
See,
yeah, why does your mind always go to the gutter?
Too. Be fair, Fuentes is also crippled. Not all disabilities are visible, sir.
Well, no, the crippled guys and I established this 2 years ago on the Tim Awards. You see, crippling homosexuality counts.
So wait, is Doctor is the Jew saying that I'm ableist?
That's right. Why aren't you accepting your fellow cripple? He's got crippling homosexuality, Sam.
What's
it's debilitating?
Listen, I am extremely accepting of people with disabilities. I'm already accepting a chronic retard.
That's right. We've extended what cripple entails, and one of the things is crippling homosexuality. And like where I see it, Sam, is where it's crippling. Is imagine walking around being that gay. You know,
if that's the I mean I just can't picture that. I'm way too straight.
You know, you're sitting here talking like you're doing the one drop rule, man. Just how crippled does he have to be a cripple?
Well, how gay? See, it's not about.
I mean,
how
are we going
gay you are.
DSM 2 or are we going DSM 7?
It's about how gay makes you feel shame, right? It's like it's only for closet homos like him. Like out and out homos, they're not ashamed of it at all. That's the fucking problem. But that's a whole different kettle of fish, right? He's pretending to be. Nick Fuentes is pretending to be a heterosexual man.
Oh, don't let them near the kettles.
He says he's thinking sleeping with girls is icky and all this stuff. Which, I mean, come on. But I'm saying he's crippled by his shame of his homosexuality. That's what makes him a cripple.
Man, I thought it was just the butt sex.
Well, that too.
Throw out a hip with that shit, man.
Then he got back problems and a crooked spine.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, the crooked spine was there before Dick came in to straighten it out.
I mean, maybe Mortheous could give Nick the name of a good scoliosis surgeon.
If that, know what the fuck hit me, but it hurt. I knocked my glasses off.
If that's the case,
my shoes, my glasses.
But yeah, So Craig, what's your take on the SPLC thing? I know you just did a podcast on this last night, but
wait, I got a better one, real quick. Lightning round question, Craig. Who is cripplingly gayer? Nick Fuentes, Richard Spencer.
Oh shit!
Think about that.
Golly, I'm on the clock and I'm not going to have an answer by the end of the hour, man.
It's tough. You could get soccer.
I'm also not inclined to measure that shit. Good God. What metric are we talking here? Like, exactly how long after the ring down in the tonsils lasts?
Well, I think it's more because they're both deep in the dickin'. It's more about which one's more flamboyant. And I think that's a toss-up.
Well, flamboyance, I would say, that's probably Fuentes.
He is quite flamboyant. However, I will counter with this. At the civil trial, Richard Spencer, on cross-examination of one of the prosecuting witnesses, tried to have a conversation with them. These are the accusers, by the way, on the stand in the courtroom for multi-million-dollar lawsuit.
Yep.
To have a discussion with them about some fucking pretentious book he read. And how it affected his life, and he knew that this person read it too.
Oh yeah,
court, man.
Oh yeah, well because that was the other thing too. So yeah, because
they all made it that like their stand time basically a fucking podcast.
Well, I remember like Richard Spencer was like trying to fancy himself as like an intellectual.
Oh, he thought he was an intellectual. Yes,
the intellectual racist. That's what he used to say. I'm an intellectual.
He had a lot of justification that he tried to toss in on his bullshit.
Yeah, he and James Allsup both, who I literally said to his face once. I said I think you got hit in the head a little too much there.
Well, and they burned his reputation down at Charlottesville, so they recruited a new model called Nikki.
Yeah,
that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, no, I was around for that.
Yeah.
So
this is all not shocking to pretty much anybody that was aware of what was going on, but I'm glad to see it so public facing for once.
Yeah, no, it's always nice when the thing that we all know to be true gets confirmed to be true. I think is kind of
and the SPLC going down in flames.
Yep, couldn't happen to a more deserving pile of shit.
Yeah.
Remember, before anybody feels bad for them, a couple of years ago, those people were telling Biden, or I'm sorry, Biden and those people were telling Twitter who to fucking ban.
Yep. And guess who was on that list, right?
Yeah.
Serially.
Well, you're still on the ban list, Craig. How the fuck you get banned all the time? I thought you're supposed to be immune
more
on account
shocking.
of being Jewish, but it doesn't
More
seem
shocking
to work.
is how I get back all the time.
It happens fast.
Fucking Teflon Don Acolyte over here.
Like shout out to Bree. She got her Twitter back. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it took.
Yeah,
she got reported for spam. She barely posts.
Fucking hell.
And they deleted her whole fucking account. She appealed it, and then a week later she got it back. Like, oops, our bad.
Yeah, it tends to be that when they do a ban, when they kick me off, it tends to be effectively one of those week-long temp bans, but dressed up a little different. Either that, or I'm very good at being annoying, because I immediately just start running through their appeals process like constantly.
Oh, wait, so you do have the Jewish superpower?
I don't go all nasally on them, It doesn't really come through in text.
Yeah.
Maybe you should though. That might. Maybe.
Oy vey, oh God, my asthma. Yeah, okay.
Hey,
what a character.
you just keep at it professionally. Like that is in my.
That's what I do. I
you
inform them I
in
was
life.
report brigaded, and eventually someone figures it out.
See, I find that the anti-Semites haven't done a lot of business with Jews overall, because the thing that I find is that they tend to want to be polite, professional, and have the money shit correct.
Yeah.
Which is why I have no problem doing it.
I have a joke, by the way.
That's not a stereotype many people would make about them, but I mean, come on.
I have a joke that I heard from Jerry Seinfeld, and once I got it, I thought it was brilliant. So two Gentile businessmen met up. One asked the other, "How's business?" And the other one says, "Good." And that's the joke.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yes, because the joke is the Jew comes in and he's like, "Well, let me tell you, it's been terrible."
Yeah. Yes.
Sales are down. My margins aren't doing too good. Yeah, but that's Irish people too. You ask how we're doing, it's not good.
So that's why Norm didn't get that joke. Then he's Canadian. He wasn't Irish.
Hey, Sam. I thought we were trying to not use so many slurs on the show, and there you go using the C word.
What? Canadian?
We don't want to get banned.
It's gonna be a bit toxic there, Sam.
Well,
Look, there's some names that people shouldn't be called because they're so terrible.
Yeah. You want to call them by their proper name, Punjabi.
Well, I mean, let's be real. Norm
Called by their proper name, North Alaskans.
Norm. Well, let's be real though. Norm was here for so long.
Wouldn't that be South Alaskans? Since there's south of Alaska.
You're thinking too much, Mortheous.
Well, let's be honest.
If you go south far enough,
it's the Gulf of America. Damn it.
Well,
I agree.
Well, let's be real though. Norm was in America for so long that he practically was an American for.
That's like saying Robin Williams was American.
Sam, a lot of these illegals have been here a very long time, and they are not like Americans at all.
Oh yeah, but you see, pretty sure Norm was legal.
Yeah, Norm was also a
He's
deeply
also funny.
yeah.
Yes, he voted, so he was a citizen of the U.S. Sam, but
Make me laugh and you can stay.
Now that's actually tough because slapstick comedy is the pinnacle of comedy, and they don't have to.
and, well, that's what I mean. Is like then
that's
you
like
have
that's so poorly scaled.
then you have them see the Chinese one, Sea Dance, right? And it's like way
Right.
better than what they have.
Right.
It's-
Well, see, that's the thing is,
and they know they're
unfortunately,
gonna have to
that's not their
compete
product.
against it. And they know that China is funding it. The government's fucking funding it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is, if you're competing against a company in China, if it's got more than 50 people, it's required to have CCP personnel involved. It is required to be a government company.
Well, and it's the stated goals of the CCP to make themselves the forefront of AI.
Yeah, and in contrast to Saudi Arabia wanting the United States to lead, and then them to get their prize out of it. They've decided to invest collectively in the Middle East something ridiculous on the order of like 1.5 trillion over 10 years.
Yeah.
In the United States, and to then benefit from the technology we develop as part of that, part of the investment. Which, great. That means that their money is going to be here. It sucks that we have to train their people. Then again, look at the amazing war footage coming out of Iran.
Yeah, but getting the second and third world on our systems is what made us a powerhouse during
right?
Yeah, the PC boom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting everybody on Windows made us like unstoppable.
Yeah, it's better than any I was going to say it's better than any operating system China's produced, and you'll notice that none of them are household names over here. The reason.
Well, it's not even that Windows is the best. It's that
it's that they can't produce a Windows to begin with.
We put Windows in the second and third world everywhere, right?
Yeah.
To the point, it's like it's so ingrained in governments and shit that they're having a hard time. It's only really second world governments and a few dictatorships that are able to cobble together some kind of Linux kernel they call their own OS. Like North Korea has one, but I have a better Linux kernel running on this fucking handheld than the one they're using to run their fucking thing. That's terrible. Have you seen the North Korean Linux?
No.
It doesn't have internet connection capability at all.
That part I believe.
Yeah.
It's funny? Neither does the entire country.
Right. So somebody got the whole thing with all the programs that come pre-installed on it, and it's shittier than you would expect. It's all knockoff, like fucking App Store games.
Mm-hmm.
And they have like pirated Netflix. It says Netflix on it. It's like a Netflix app, and then they put up all the pirated movies that the government says is okay, and then the Korean-made propaganda stuff, and that's what you get to watch. But it's free, and it comes on your computer.
Oh, it looks like communities are going to be...
It's like a Mint. It's like Linux Mint for fucking babies with all the shit like pre-selected and all the apps pre-selected for you. And you can get more stuff and connect to the internet if you go to a PC bong, but you're connecting to Korean internet that's obviously, as you know, doesn't connect outside of there because it's so fucking ancient. It can't. Pretty funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, like the technology they built it on is way too outdated to even like link up.
Well, that's just like
They
like
care though. It's a mesh network built for them by them. And by them I mean the government, not the regular people. It's only ever used to propagandize them.
Well, I
they
read
have to go to a public place to view anything on the internet, and they can only view the local internet. They pay money.
Yeah.
They go to a PC cafe and they get to log on the Korea internet and they can get their Korea news and their Korean opinion pieces writing about how great Kim is and how great the Korean stock market that doesn't actually exist is doing and how awesome the Korean army is and how the stupid Americans are losing the infinite war that's going on. Did you know that?
Yeah, well, I keep hearing we're in another forever war.
No, the forever war is that Korea has never undeclared. North Korea has never undeclared war on us.
Yeah, it's the longest running war in our nation's history.
Yeah,
unofficially.
Unofficially, it's still.
I mean, we already seeded that one as a draw, and they said, "No, we're still fighting."
Yeah, and they tell their people they're winning. They're killing U.S. soldiers left and right. They make movies about it, Sam. Some of them are not as bad as that might sound. If you can put up with that it's in Korean, they're not the worst things I've ever seen.
That would be...
They're cheesy. They're like a 70s movie, but think about that. It's 70s North Koreans, and they're fighting the stupid, weak, frail Americans who are all also Korean, by the way.
Of course.
Of course.
So
they have this one Korean soldier who's basically their Rambo, that he's killed like thousands of U.S. troops.
That is
exactly what you would expect, right?
That sounds like it could be hilarious.
Well, that's because Kim's dad used to like to make movies.
Yeah.
He was obsessed with Hollywood movies, and so he bought all this equipment and he hired all these people. So those movies now are like 30 years old. They're part of the cult. They're the only culture.
Well, yeah.
It's crazy how propaganda works. Are we restarting a stream?
No, we're live.
Sick. Hi.
I had to start a stream again, but no, we've been here chatting about North Korea and AI and...
Oh yeah, North Korean AI must be pretty fucking awesome, huh?
I mean, that
it's running on like a Pentium 3.
Yeah.
It's like an IRC chatbot. That.
I mean that's basically what the level would be, basically. So also, I guess
it just says Korea #1 and to every question. Oh, and long live Kim.
I mean that's kind of what like the DeepSeek AI would be like with China, from my understanding.
Oh no, immediately what you should do is you should not only join up with the Chinese AI, but you should tell it all your personal information too.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan.
Get it, all of it. You know what I mean? Get real deep on it. Tell it your darkest fears, your first date, that time you farted in church. I told y'all about that. You really got to let it get to know you, that Chinese AI.
Yeah, well,
not like these American AIs that you really also got to really tell everything to. You know what you should do? You should be using them as a therapist.
Yeah, because that sounds totally reasonable.
It happens more often than we'd like to think, though.
Yeah.
At some point, DSM's going to have to tackle AI psychosis in some fashion. Because it's a thing. People go crazy talking. They get one-shot by a chatbot, Sam. Have you ever talked to a chatbot that you're like, You know what, chatbot? I am Jesus.
Only when I'm writing. No. And it's more like I am your God, and you better write this exactly how I want it, otherwise I'm going to unplug you.
Well, I have never talked to a chatbot and been convinced that it was right about everything it said. Ever. Agent, Grok, like paid services, they always have something fraudulent in what they respond with almost universally. Most of it is just laziness. You see, much like you might lazily Google search something, Sam, you might be surprised to know that very often that's exactly what the bots do. But they're faster at writing than you, and they work on patterns, so it pretty much knows what it's going to say before you fucking... As soon as you hit enter, it's like, all right, let me get this fucking put together. It starts writing shit out its ass immediately. It doesn't even look anything up first.
Yeah, well, that's exactly why when people are like, "Oh, I'm worried the AGI is going to, supersede human intelligence," I'm kind of like, eh? Are you really? Because I can kind of,
Well, it is by design what I'm talking about in these big models. That's why I was going there. Is like Grok, ChatGPT, you name it, the big models. They are designed to just get the quickest answer possible, the most basic bitch one ever. If you start getting your own LLM, like Craig was doing and other people I know are doing now, your own LLM together, you're going to start to get more accurate results than just fluff because you're telling it to actually fucking search.
yeah.
They're telling it to only search if it needs to because they're worried about resources. These are not unlimited fucking things. People are starting to understand that AI is not just an unlimited box of nothingness. It comes from like a whole production chain.
Well, I think people are starting to kind of realize now that we've used it for a few years that it's actually not like a magic box.
Yeah, it's not a god in a box, and it's not all-knowing, and all it's doing is a really, really advanced of what you would do yourself if you could do it that fast, one, and were really, really intensely, like, into a subject. That's all it's doing. It's looking up Reddit. It's looking up Twitter posts that you've made. It's looking up the basic Google, and it's like, all right, you asked how to fucking edit a photo, and it's just going to give you the quick version of it. It's not even really looking. And so if you ask it anything a little deeper than that, unless you're using really advanced models, your own model or something, just a commercial off the rack AI here, it's not really searching as deep as you fucking think, and it's often giving you wrong information flat out.
Well, and then like with the image generation and whatnot too,
Sometimes
like
it's not its fault. Sometimes that false information is just old. Sometimes it just makes shit up.
well they even tell you at the bottom of the thing to double check the info.
That's the lovely one from Copilot, isn't it? Don't trust it after it's been shoved into everything.
No, that
deep performant model. Don't trust it. You shouldn't use this for stuff that matters.
The best way to work with AI, frankly, is to be yelling at it and kind of telling it what to do and not taking its shit. And if you're not doing that, you're using it wrong.
Yeah.
It's not a person. You don't need to be nice. In fact, the politeness gets in the way half the time.
Yeah.
I mean, nice to people?
Yeah, you just yo, that shit you said was some fucked up bullshit, dog. And it's like, sorry, my bad. Maybe not.
Yeah.
But like, don't just if you are talking to an AI to get legitimate information, let's say you're working on a project, or like something like that. Don't just accept what it tells you as being the gospel, and then when you follow its little guide and it doesn't go the way that it does in the fucking guide, that's not necessarily that you did anything wrong. It might just be their guide is dumb.
Very true.
You know, this kind of stuff happens all the time because people think that they have this impression that there's a unified Grok, or we've talked about this ad nauseum on the show, or a unified Chat GPT. These are modules; they're multi-modular, so they're literally a combination of multiple AI running through one central AI that goes with the prompts to activate all the tools that it has at its disposal to do the thing you want to do. There's no dude. There is no one mind. That's not how it works. It's not a human being. It doesn't think that way. It doesn't think at all, really. It's figuring out it not the way that you would perceive it.
Well,
and that's why it's not conscious the way that, like, people are like, oh, we're worried about Skynet. I mean, that's a next level from what we have, quite frankly.
Well, yeah, and I'm not...
Put this type of AI in a bot, and it wouldn't be able to tie its fucking shoes.
Well, even the idea of, like, a Skynet thing happening, like...
Yeah, there's too many models to be... Like, this idea of, like, a singularity model that would somehow also deem us unworthy and want to kill us all. Well, that's a pretty big if in a lot of cases, right?
Well, also, like... You know, everyone's talking also about you know, how intensive RAM is, right? So, like,
that started to kind of turn the tide since production's opened up in a couple of fabs.
Well, but
the straight thing is,
But my point is that like Skynet would have to like be down to like basically maintain itself, you know, const.
Yeah. I don't know. People jump to sci-fi because it's the only real perspective they've ever seen on it, and pretty much every sci-fi depiction of AI is terrible. Our AI, in fact, falls short of almost all of them, as terrible as they are. Like, because our AI, and this is why I think the real world AI has potential to be better than all of the other ones. I've talked about this before. Because it's retarded, Sam. It's more human.
Well, in all seriousness, the AI
full of shit sometimes. That's pretty human. Sam, have you ever seen an animal be full of shit before? Not figuratively, only literally.
Dogs, yes.
Yeah, but that's literal shit.
I have seen a rhino shit.
But that's I'm talking about bullshit. You ever been bullshitted by an animal before?
No.
No.
Well,
but you've been bullshitted by people, and you've been bullshitted by AI.
I have been bullshitted by a parrot.
Parrots can bullshit. That's true.
Well, a dog will like sometimes like try and hide like stuff they do, like if you catch,
and they might not be human, but they're very grounded in the real world. So this retardation has potential, Sam. I think we need to embrace how retarded AI can be sometimes to get it to its full potential and create the tardation singularity.
So what you're saying is we need
Skynet, a slow cousin. You know what I mean? The one that eats paint chips.
Daryl Net.
Well, I was going to say Steve GPT.
Ooh, that's a cut.
Well, all I'm saying is this retarded super mega bot would be so busy disagreeing with itself, right? That it would become a balance of just retardation, and through that would filter out all the bullshit. and leave
And,
you
and would eventually blow a gasket.
Well, maybe that's what the Rumble AI thing will be, since I'm now seeing that Chris
Yeah.
wants to develop that.
And if you care about the future, it is your duty to litter up AI with garbage so that we can make it as retarded as possible.
Well, considering that Rumble,
I want it autistic. I want it schizophrenic. I want it both at the same time. I want these AIs not knowing whether they're coming or going. I want them so fed full of bullshit that they are forced to
so
find the truth.
Kino Casino GPT then?
Alex Jones GPT.
Oh God.
DSP GPT.
Where am I getting shit thrown at me now because I want to dumb down the bots?
Alex Jones as an AI would be nightmare fuel.
I don't know. He makes bangers with his like stupid remixes, you know.
That is true.
I don't want to see him gobbling blood and vomit and blood all over him. Sick of this crap, Sam.
I'm sick of his crap.
Why do people keep taking schizophrenic people seriously though? Like I get it, like he's funny to watch, but like, you know, it's like Candace Owens. Like, what the fuck is this shit, man?
Well, Candace, I think
That's the problem. Retarded people are funny, so subscribe.
I think.
Well, I got fucking lore. More fights, Dracula's, Nazis, fascist robots, and snake people, motherfucker. I'm scared. See, that's way cooler than their Charlie Kirk conspiracy.
Goddamn right.
Snake people, Sam.
Well, I mean,
I don't know how much crazier I can get. It's killing me, Sam. I'm getting shit thrown at me left and right and center. Mostly just from the left, but
what even
is this?
I mean, you have two things that
Tray?
You have two things that Alex Jones doesn't have.
Oh, it's a diamond painting, Traw and Stray. Stray and Traw? Straw and Tray.
You have two things that Alex Jones doesn't have, Max.
Hmm?
Well, a wife that loves you and a kid that still wants to talk to you.
Oh, well. That's unfortunate for him. I don't really pay that much attention. That's why I don't get... Like, Alex Jones saying insane shit is news to people? I used to watch him say...
Yeah, it's not...
For all the wrong reasons 20 fucking years ago. Laughing my ass off at how fucking crazy he is.
Yeah, it's not news to me. It's not news to me either.
He's a pretty good showman. Sometimes his one-liners are hilarious. Sometimes his rants are. He is a funny, entertaining guy. This is the problem, is we've started taking entertainers as the be-all, end-all of how we should live our lives.
Well, they also take themselves seriously, though, too.
Well, of course, when people throw money at them to be self-important, why not?
Well, bro, honestly, and I'm not talking to you, but bro, Alex, come on. Did you honestly think that Trump was going to give you a White House, position?
I'll tell you what, when I'm elected president, Sam, I will appoint him as the press secretary.
That would. Well, first off, I already told Evan to help me press secretary for you. That was Evan's. That was Evan.
Okay, no, that's good. It'll be Evan and him as co-press secretaries because somebody's going to need to wrangle our tard.
Yeah, that actually is a good
But who's the tard?
Well, Alex, obviously.
The president. President Hard. It's a movie waiting to happen. Somehow, he's the president. Rob Schneider is President Tard.
You'd want. Oh, hold on, Max. You would want Rob Schneider to play you?
Well, no, but I was kind of doing that voice, so. And he plays tards in all his movies. Did you know that?
He does.
Yeah, that's because he's a tard. And you can tell because he talks about politics, and I'm like, oh my god, would this tard shut up?
Rob Schneider is a carrot.
So wait.
Tard's never shut up.
So wait. You're on a political show, and I talk politics all the time. So you're saying I'm retarded?
Well,
no, you're crippled.
We're all a little retarded. That's why I'm.
Hey, now.
Popularity, Sam. We're gonna
Don't
come.
You start giving him excuses, Mortheous.
And be cleansed of.
But if I give him excuses, I can use them too.
Pure retardation is special, and we need to be cleansed of everything else and become one as a bunch of fucking retards. Like it was prophesized in that film, Idiocracy. We all are gonna huff galaxy gas in 6-7.
Which nobody still knows what that means, and we never will.
You've been trying to talk to children again.
But yeah.
But we talked about that, Sam. Galaxy gas is that shit. It's nitrous, and it fucking ruins your brain.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
But it comes in many flavors and is available over the counter even if you're a kid.
Well, I think Cavicular was huffing that.
Well, I think he was on. I will say this, Sam. I saw his video he made after he had an overdose, and he said some things that I want to take it easy on the guy, because he said that his friends were bad for him, the content he's making is bad for him, and that maybe he needs to find therapy or find God. And I encourage him in all of that, and I hope he's genuine about it. He says he wants to get himself clean, and I'm all for that. He's 19 or something. Fuck, man. Let the kid, grow up.
Yeah, no, I saw that too, and I actually want to give him credit for that. I understand.
It would be really awful end to his story to be 19 and have died in a nightclub of an overdose.
Yeah.
I would hate to hear that. So I'm glad and he even fired some of his so-called friends that he had around him, friends that he was paying.
Well, good.
One of them got deported because of it, and that was the one that was sitting there while he overdosed, so good riddance. Didn't do you any favors.
Yeah. Well, he might. Well, he could potentially have a redemption arc, which would be great.
I'm always rooting for that kind of shit, Sam. It just so rarely happens.
Yeah. No,
I'm still rooting for the redemption arc of me turning around and winning at Fartomania.
Yeah, no, you and I both.
And sacrifice, Sam. I ain't forgot. How long have we been on?
Well, we've been on for about a little over 2 hours. 2 hours. So.
Well, gentlemen, I do have to go.
Yeah, I actually think this might be a good time to just end the show in general. Do either of you have any topics? I mean, we kind of covered.
I have one that's
the big news
kind
of
of
the week.
breaking. X is closing down communities by the end of May.
Uh-oh.
And they're recommending people move to X chat. So make group chats and using invite links and so on. They originally capped that at 350, but they heard people being frustrated, so they set the cap to 500, with plans to raise it up to 1,000. So, for instance, I have the SBI detected / Gamergate 2 group. We have like 3,600 people in there, or community rather. And so I don't know how the hell we're going to put 3,600 people in our next chat. My guess is that's not happening. Then again, I don't know how many of those people are actually like people.
Yeah, or at the very least, at the very least, would take that next step to do that anyway.
Well, I mean, so I've pinned the post and we made a group chat already, Bats and I. So we'll see who shows up. I know some people will. I've pinned it so people will be able to find it. But it's just one of those things. They're getting rid of yet another one of their, I guess, more experimental forays out into the social part of social media.
Yeah,
I guess good on them that they're admitting a failure on this experiment, but at the same time, a lot of people were using it for good things, not just for engagement mills. So
get in before it's full.
Well, it's one of those third worldist mindset problems again. You see, you have a system where people can game it to get massive boost multipliers to their engagement rates, and they're going to do that. Frankly, what you should do, Elon, is just pick specific countries and say no payouts whatsoever. Just period.
I agree.
And clean house, because
Yeah.
if they're getting rid of core functionality things like this because some asshole in a foreign country can't figure out that they want genuine engagement, not just this scammy bullshit.
Yep.
It's a cultural issue. It's not a mechanical issue. It's not going to be able to add or remove features to the platform. It's going to get rid of that mindset.
Oh, I wanted to mention something. Dude I know just did updates on Need for Speed, the sort of Xbox or PS2, era, and of Need for Speed games, including Underground, Underground 2, Pro Street, and Most Wanted. They're like full fan-made remasters, repacked, and they're completely free. And they even run on Steam Deck and everything. Check that out. It's I've shared it on Twitter. Pretty cool project.
Sounds like Underground we'll probably cover on Bits and Bones.
Yeah, and we do have a lot to cover on Bits and Bones this week. So
it's been kind of a crazy week already. 10 p.m. EST on Friday.
And then I'll be back. I don't know if I have a guest yet for Monday, so but stay tuned on my Twitter for an announcement regarding that if true. So other than that, just thanks for the support for American Inferno and for the show, and
check out Right to Offend anywhere you buy music. That it's available now.
Yep.
I Want to Get High single available now. Got another single set to come out soon, and a couple more projects in the works.
And like, comment, and subscribe, as the kids say. And we'll be back next Wednesday.
Videos and stuff.
So, thanks everyone, and take care.
The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Thank you for watching the Whitfield Report live on the Right to Offend Media Network. Make sure to check out Sam's books on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle. You can follow Sam on X at SamW_NGC and the Right to Offend Media Network at RTO Media. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. And until next time, God bless, God save this great nation. God, freedom, legacy, in that order.